It usually doesn't. Oh, yes, it does now. It's live.
Well, we won't know who's on with us yet until we start seeing some comments. So,
That's right.
hello, everybody.
Happy Monday, everyone.
We're going to wait a few minutes. It's not quite 1 o'clock yet. So far, it looks like it's just you and I.
Cool. I mean, we can make a party out of that too. That's okay.
If you have joined us, please say hello in the comments.
Oh, we see a comment. Amanda's here. Thanks for being here, Amanda.
As
Great.
we are streaming live through StreamYard with
Mhm.
you today, so it's a little different than directly through Facebook. So we're excited to be with you guys today. I see people. I see people.
Good. I can't see anyone. So unless you make a comment, I can't see. So hopefully
Yeah.
we've got people here.
All right. Well, it's 1 o'clock. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
It is 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and welcome everybody to another Straight Talk. We're going to explore education today. I'm super excited because this has been, I think, quite a while, Amber, since you and I have gotten to do a Straight Talk. And
Yeah.
I believe you've had a life-changing event since the last time we were together doing this.
Yeah. I brought a whole life into the world to talk about life-changing event. Yeah. Yeah. And she'll be 4 months old in just a couple days, which is even crazier to think about. So yeah,
Time flies, doesn't
it
it?
sure
Doesn't it?
does. So lots of changes.
Yep, yep. Hi, Heather and Wayne and
Hey,
Alan and
Ryan.
Debbie and Hunter. It's so great to have you guys. So today, our topic, like I said, is exploring education, and I think this is a great time of the year. I want to kind of start by saying one, thank you, hi to my favorite sidekick, Amber Skripek, all the time. It's a pleasure to be
Feeling is
alongside you,
mutual.
and I hope people don't think, we were supposed to do this in October, and that day will go down as the day of that the global world lost social media. And we just want you guys to know it wasn't Amber and I that made that happen. And we were in panic a little bit. 30
Mhm.
minutes before going live, we're like, what's happening to social media? So,
Right.
yep, that was supposed to be our day to join you guys. So really this is for you guys to be interactive with us because we really want to look at where education has gone, not only just through the last 18 months, but a lot of things have changed, even for us as a brand, at how we deliver information to all of you. And this is an opportunity for you guys to give us feedback. So please, share as much as you can with us, and we appreciate the love because it only helps us as a brand to deliver better content, things that you are asking for. So Amber, I want to talk a little bit about, let's explore the last couple years of education.
Okay.
How's it been different for you?
Past couple years, pre-pandemic, then pandemic, into
Mhm.
now. So, man, things have changed dramatically. Pre-pandemic, we were out hustling. We had educators all over the U.S., all over Canada, in salons doing shows. And we were staying really busy. We invited a lot of new salons and stylists to the Kuhn family. And then the pandemic hit, and I think we all kind of scrambled to figure out how we could still do that. And that brought on digital education into what it is now. So now being able to utilize platforms like this, which we really didn't utilize to the best of I think our potential before, really prompted us to explore different options. So Facebook Lives, Instagram videos. I knew personally, like I was always shy to film and record videos, and the pandemic pushed me outside of my comfort zone to start doing that. Just as a way to be able to reach stylists and salons that weren't getting education that we still wanted to touch. So the fact that I think a lot of our educators really started to do that, started to get education out using their own platforms to start promoting and keep stylists engaged and inspired. So digital education, whether it's Zoom or Facebook, I mean, it's a whole new animal and it's a whole different way of like taking on education, I think.
Hmm. For sure. Yeah. Same. I mirror what you're saying. And I think one thing I'll add to that is that, as a manufacturer, we have, these are the things that we facilitate. Here's the things that we offer. And I think one thing that's dramatically changed is we've had a chance to push the brake a little bit
Mhm.
and reach out to people who love the brand or just the stylist community in general, of what their needs are, and we've been able to make that happen in a much faster way,
Yeah.
than before. And I think that's such an amazing opportunity for all hairdressers, or
Right.
the salon community, as well as for brands and manufacturers out there, to deliver that information. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if you guys in the comment, tell us how, education has changed for you, because and, it is very different. And we're
Mhm.
going to talk a little bit deeper too about what's happening on the other side of the mountain, and where we're going to go, and all of that. But I believe that what we're doing now digitally will continue to be, an important factor to what we do to get our message out very, very clear. So, yeah, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think during the whole pandemic, we talked about when stylists went back to work, they would go back quick and it would go back, you know what I mean? And they would be booked and busy. And that's one of the reasons that I've been loving digital education is because it gives them the flexibility to do it on demand when they need it, not when,
Mhm.
like it's scheduled. So yeah, I think it's great. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm with you. I'd love to hear about how education has changed for everybody.
Yeah. And what they want to see. That's so
Yes.
important too.
Great.
Next topic that you and I discussed was platforms, because there's so many to dive into. And I think that for us as Kuhn, we have kind of leveled and stayed on um, the Facebook, right,
Yeah.
platform, because that's where people recognize and know where we're going to be. And it's almost like that, weekly visit of the milkman coming, or
Mhm.
there are no. I just aged myself. There are no milkmans anymore. Your daily harvest package is going to show up weekly for me,
Right.
whatever that may be. But I think people know, the what, why, and how to find us. So, I know, Amber, you venture out on a lot of platforms. So what
Mhm.
are some of your favorites?
So, and maybe this ages me, but I'm still a forever fan of Instagram. I'm with you. Like Facebook, people recognize us here, people know us here. I think of Facebook more for like information, like text and information, where I think more of Instagram for inspiration, but still getting information across. So I I tend to lean more towards Instagram just because it's more visual. I can see things that touch me or inspire me. And I'm more apt to click on things on Instagram, where Facebook, I can find myself getting lost sometimes in the words.
Right.
So I love Instagram. I feel like I know a lot of stylists still use it as a platform to promote their own work. TikTok is also a cool
Mhm.
avenue. I still have no idea how to use it, which again ages me. I try and shoot videos on there, and I still go back to what I know in editing and other platforms. But TikTok is also a quick and easy, fun way to get information out, and connect to people. So you'll really touch different people through TikTok because you can put more of your personality to it, I believe. So you attract more of people like you. That's just how I perceive TikTok.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm still adventuring into the TikTok world. It's still uncharted territories. I like to look at things on there. I don't really know how to post as much things on there yet. So
Guilty.
yeah.
Guilty too. Yeah. And it's like a rabbit hole. You can get on there and you're like, oh, an hour and a half just went by, and now I know how to, do things I never thought I would want to know how to do, and make food that I never thought I would want to eat. And
Right.
you know what I mean? But it sparks something,
Mhm.
I think, creatively in people, that makes them like want to know more. And
Right.
so
I
yeah, I
agree.
mean, great point. How many of you guys out there are on TikTok? Just give us like a raise of hand emoji, if you can. Because yeah, I mean, we're doing this to find, additional creative ways to serve all of your needs.
Mhm.
And, the more feedback you can give us, the better. I want to go to read some of the comments because
Okay.
I love this. And Anna, we are doing great, honey, and I hope you are too.
Yeah.
And it
All
has
right.
been a long time. Um, Jeannie says, what do you predict education will look like moving forward? Continue mostly digital or shift back to in person?
Ooh.
I'm going to turn it to you first, Amber.
I like to think that it's going to stay a little bit of both. Back to kind of what I mentioned before, this has definitely sparked a new avenue for hair education and for Kuhn. I think having a digital platform for Kuhn is amazing. I've been with the company now for, oh gosh, 12 years, I think, close to that. And to see our presence now more on social media than ever before it makes my little heart happy, because I always think that we had this like secret that we kept from stylists that now I feel like we were sharing with the world. And a digital platform allows us to do that. So I think things are going to stay in your living room and in your salon. So I think you could have a Zoom program while you're sitting at home in your living room, or if you wanted to have some education in person, I think we'll also have that option. I will add, I think that you'll probably get the most out of it by touching it and feeling it still. So even if you're taking a digital program, if you can have a mannequin with you to play along with whoever's facilitating your program, having that hands-on experience is something that I think you'll walk away and retain more, whether it's digital or in person. So I will add that on the end of there, but what do you
Absolutely.
think?
I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What I think moving forward is, as people, and some people may agree with me and some will disagree. I think when you're looking for theory or foundational information, you can turn digital. I think there's going to be a time and place for digital, but I'm with you. I think when you're looking for that creative inspiration, which happens mainly not just from seeing someone do a technique, but being around other people learning the process with you. And you have that opportunity to, stand 3 feet apart or whatever
Yeah.
it is now, right? At arm's length from people,
Yeah.
but still feel the energy of others. It motivates you differently. I just think that we have to be able to offer both, and to give people more advanced resources than ever before. And that's what I'm most grateful for myself personally, from a professional standpoint, is being kind of pushed to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? To say, this is something that has to happen. So yeah, great. Next question. We hope that answered your question a little bit, Jeannie. Debbie, hers is more of a
Hi,
statement.
Tammy.
Hi, Debbie. Education was my salvation last year with all those lockdowns and being homesick because of chronic pain. It made me keep my hairstylist brain going and not losing touch with my passion. Could
That's
not agree
awesome.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Could not agree more. Because otherwise, we all would have been just staring at screens and trying to find work and all of that. So agree. Anna has a comment. Can you read? Can you see the comments?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see the comments. You want me to do Anna's?
Yeah, you want to take
Um,
Anna's?
yeah, education changed for me dramatically in the pandemic. I don't do that much before. It was a real reason why I just did it. Now I'm totally addicted to it and can't get enough. And it's really changed my mindset and skills and open up so many more doors. Absolutely. I mean, again, you can reach the world at the click of a button, which I know sounds so like old school. Everyone's like, oh, the World Wide Web, but it truly is. And I think we lost that, like, the ability to see that because it's so accessible now that you really forget about how many people you can touch globally by just going live or posting a video or just a picture. Because the one thing that I love about Kuhn is we are a global brand. We may not speak the same language, but we all see hair for what it is. And whether you, again, speak a different language, use Kuhn or don't use Kuhn, it's hair can talk to anybody. So just sharing a picture connects you with people. And then I don't know, I feel like that fills your cup up as well as like somebody else's then too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was definitely, it's been inspiring. And I just keep digging deeper into finding how we, do it better. And how do we get better access to people and all of that. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and I'll show my transparency here. It's finding content
Yeah.
to keep all of you engaged in things that are going to be relevant for you, because where I do see education changing. Again, I talked about manufacturers. I don't want to say cookie cutter, because every manufacturer customizes their events, but you have it's like driving a car. You get in it the same way, you turn it on the same way. Well, in most cases, the general direction of how to use or whatever. But I think that we have to again change that mindset and move, a little deeper into inspiration, and it not be so just this is what it is and this is what you get. And I think that's what I too love so much about Kuhn, is because we've always had that very foundational approach, but always been willing to be flexible when it came to what a stylist or a salon needed to flourish with the brand. So that's been something that's been cool here. Yeah.
I agree. And speaking to content, I know you brought that up. If you're a stylist and you're not sure what to post or create, one of the things that I always use is for coming up for content is think about the questions that you get from the guests that sit in your chair. So maybe this time of year, it's always like, how do I get more volume? How do I get more volume? And you find that more than one guest is asking that question. Create a video around volume or post some pictures of products that you use for volume. Your guests are going to tell you the content that they want to see, and that's something that you can post on your page to promote yourself and get new guests in your chair. So it's not always having to come up with the content, but look for the content and what people are saying.
Yeah, for sure. Great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question, and then we can ask the group.
Okay.
So what inspires you, Amber?
Oh man. I have always been inspired by music. Always. So it is something that just, whether it's live music, recorded music, it's something that just moves me in a different way. And whether I get that inspiration from just being in a good mood because of the music, or the music makes me feel a certain way, like I then channel that into hair. So yeah, music has always been something that has helped me like create. So creating that space also with an empty mannequin head, some color, and then just turning on some jams and seeing what happens. that's sometimes a great way to come up with an unplanned outcome. But yeah, music is something for me that I've always enjoyed. What about for you? And then we'll ask the group, because I want to know what inspires you too.
Fashion.
Ooh, I think I knew that answer.
No, and I really love the mind of a designer. You know what I mean? Like a fashion designer. And I look at them as sharing a very similar approach as hairdressing, right? My son is a fashion designer, and I love to watch his starting. And it's, mood boarding. We do that, right? And we look at the things that inspire us, from textiles to something outdoors. Like I think George Alderetti, his is, a walk outside and those things. And, I look at that, and I look at a great, like, I like handbags and shoes. Actually, I love them all, but I like to look at the craft of a finished piece and try to break down, how did they assemble that? How did it come together? And that inspires me a lot. So I love we're getting some comments.
Yeah.
Fantastic connection between client and chair. Yep. Aaron, music, fashion, my favorites, just like you two. I think a lot of people in our industry, right, is, just that's why we play music in the salon, right? It helps, little movement to your day, and keeps the creative juices flowing. And you look at the people coming in and what they're wearing, and it helps you kind of decide maybe what their hair should look like too, right? You can tell by their lifestyle, by what they're wearing. Debbie, nature. Oh, and all the stories that people tell. Yeah, I love that too.
Love that. Personal energy, I saw Alan wrote. Yeah, all of those things influence how you feel and then what you create.
for sure. I love it. Keep them coming in, you guys.
Yeah.
Topics for education. Amber, what do you see? Some trend type topics or things that are going to evolve coming into the new year. Oh, and by the way, happy November 1st. Can you believe it? It's November 1st.
No, I cannot. I absolutely cannot. I mean, most days I don't know what day it is. So the fact that we started on like the first of the month, I'm like, okay, maybe this will help me keep track. But no, I cannot believe that it's full on like holiday season and all. I'm sure all the stylists are feeling it right now as far as their schedules and bookings and all of that goes. That it's the holidays.
Mhm.
But what do I see for trending into the new year? Is that okay? I see the really bold money piece still here, but with fun fashion colors. I've been seeing a lot of that lately. So no more just the blonde bold money piece, but now that blonde piece is now like pink, or maybe it's like a fusion of a couple different colors through that front piece. So just something fun and different, but yet the rest of the hair is still natural and really blended. So I see that. See a lot of like warm to like nude shades though still. Again, I think that kind of just falls into that more fall and winter look as everyone toning down the blondes and going into warmer shades. But I think of like colors like this and like my lip and stuff like that into hair as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, still soft, but with pops of color. Yeah.
I kind of have a feeling we're going to start to see a little more natural hair.
Mhm.
Not really from a color standpoint. I mean, I think that, obviously, fashion shades and vivids and those they're around for a while, right?
Oh, for sure.
But more so like textured hair,
Mhm.
people
Oh,
embracing
yeah.
their texture. I almost kind of feel like this 70s, 80s intertwined vibe
Mhm.
of, it's just been looking at some of the fashion. I was watching like some of the fashion weeks in Paris. Everything is very streamlined, but then the flip side to that is very architecturally driven. It's very, sharp lines, that type of thing. So I think we're going to see a cool mix of that. A lot of angles maybe
Mhm.
happening. I know Jessica Bartolucci just said travel for her, seeing new architecture and street styles. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to watch that because how things relate to one another. I could be totally wrong, which on occasion I am, but I'm just starting to kind of see that
Yeah.
already kind of drift, especially in the younger generation. It's like they're just finding out that the 70s and 80s existed.
Yeah.
They're like, what was some cool stuff? Like, have you noticed like that almost bell bottom kind of shape in denim is coming back?
Yeah.
Super, super high waisted,
Yeah.
a lot of different shape now to that. So it's interesting to kind of see again full circle, recycle a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
I never thought that I would have ever lived to see like myself say, I wish I would have saved my jeans. Like I remember my mom saying that all the time, but I didn't think that I would see it this soon because when I see fashion out there, I definitely it's a flashback of looking through like the Delia's catalog when I was younger or going into like PacSun or some of like the stores that I used to shop in when I was 13. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, you're right. All those trends are kind of circling back around. So why wouldn't the softness in the hair and the natural texture
Mhm.
braids? I definitely see like more people wearing again. So
Yeah.
I think you're on to something.
Yeah, Anna said bell bottom corduroy, and thank you, Debbie. Over in the Netherlands, they are fully into that
Yeah.
style. Thank you. I'm not crazy.
Yeah. No, and this is the cool thing about this is because your area influences your trend also, and depending on where you live, like depends on. So this is something that I would love, because we have people joining us from all around the world, is like, what is the hair trends in like your area right now? Because
Mhm.
Debbie's a great example. Usually things hit, like Europe before they ever hit here. So
Right. Right.
Debbie right now is like our crystal ball into seeing, or whoever else is in, Europe or other countries, maybe seeing stuff before it reaches the US or Canada.
Mhm.
So share with us what you're doing behind the chair, what your guests are asking for. Um, and then what I always like to do is create a Pinterest board around what things are like people are asking for. So you already have a collection of pictures there. So you're not spending
Mhm.
time in the chair when we're wasting, like not wasting the time with our guests, but you can expedite that process by already having some pictures
Great
and
word. Yeah.
albums created.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I know you're a huge Pinterest person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it gives you control of the conversation. So my guest can say, I want this, like really like boho look. And you're like, oh, well, great. Let's look through this catalog that I've already created for you. And you can go from there. So it's kind of taking control of the conversation with your guest and giving them options too.
Yeah, I've dove a little bit deeper into Pinterest. I think
Mhm.
since the last time we did a straight talk, I moved. So I'm still trying to
Yeah.
decorate. So it's like you go on there. The only thing is I'm one of those people that need instant gratification.
Okay.
So you need to attach all the shopping links, people,
Yeah.
to the Pinterest boards because
That is the
I don't,
downside.
you know what I'm saying? It'd
Mhm.
be so much easier. So attach your links to your salons in your Pinterest
Yeah.
posts because it will make someone like me less crazy trying to figure out where you are and what you do and all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that I found to be a struggle that
Yeah.
we consider like a never mind. A major challenge for me.
Yeah.
Um, Beautiful. Yeah, keep throwing in, you guys, what's inspirational, what's happening in your
Mhm.
areas. If you can put pictures in the comments, I don't know if you can, but I
I
think you
think
can.
you can now actually
Yeah,
put pictures in the comments. Hmm.
yeah, I'd love to see some styles there. So, let's talk one more topic, and then we're going to actually talk about some new products that have come out this year. Again, this is another platform for us to be able to give you guys heads up of things. Some of you guys in Europe have already possibly launched product or experienced uh, new packaging and things like that. So, it's important that we take this opportunity to share what that looks like and answer questions about it.
Hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about self-learning because I know that sometimes that can be a challenge, right? We're
Yeah.
busy lives, new mom,
Mhm.
traveling, working behind so many different factors, family, friends, all of that. So how do you navigate for yourself and create that time for self-learning?
That's a good question, because I feel like the hardest thing to do is, especially in a hairdresser world, is take time for yourself. We're always giving, giving, giving to everyone else. That, especially in the self learning department, it's really important to block time away. So I find a time of day where I know that it's going to be the least interrupted time of day, when I feel the most relaxed and when I feel like I have a good headspace. So for me, usually that's in the morning before the day could possibly get away from me. And then I'm stressed by the end of the day, which is not a great time to take in new information. So I like to set aside some time in the morning once or twice a week, and just dedicate it to learning. And it's not always hair. Sometimes we have the opportunity to jump on LinkedIn Learning. It's something that is offered to us through CUNA. I think it's amazing. Um, but I'll jump on like LinkedIn Learning and learn about either like how to connect with people, or maybe it's about like how your presence, you know what I mean, like affects other people around you. Anything that may impact my life, either personally or professionally, I will just sit and watch little either podcasts or videos on it, and then just digest that information. And what I really find is that it then affects the rest of my day without even knowing it. I start looking at things differently because I've taken in that information in the morning. So, and it's usually with a cup of coffee, when I'm just super relaxed. But find different resources, whether again it's hair education or personal education, whether it's in a video, or don't forget about books. Like that's another great way to learn, is actually flipping through a book and learning. But things that are going to impact your life. And then I feel like if you've got a good like personal life, that spills over into work stuff as well. But take the time, whether again it's an hour or two a week, you have no idea how much that affects like what you're doing either behind the chair or at home. So Jess, what about you? What are some of the things that you do? Or
I'm probably the worst for self-care when it comes to that, because I feel like I'm in a place where I learn all day long from the education network, right? You know, we share knowledge. I think it's a great opportunity, but I will say my time is at night, because when I wake up in the morning, it's time to go. It's, you know, time to get the day moving. I'm lucky if I get the whole cup of coffee in my system, but that's a good thing. But at night, I tend to make myself lay down in bed an hour, 2 hour, half an hour, whatever, before I plan to go to sleep. I'm not a big sleeper. And I will watch podcasts or LinkedIn Learning, and I usually pick a topic of something that gave me a challenge of that day.
Nice.
So if I had a challenge, maybe communicating with someone, or maybe, you know, whatever that may have been that day, I look for things that make me better as a leader, a friend, a mother, whatever that is. And it typically always falls around, you know, the day. So, and I love that time, because you can just sit there and it kind of calms you. And then during the night, I dream about it. So it's almost like then I have a second replay through the night, right?
Love that.
Yeah. So and then on, you know, I won't tell a fib. Then I jump on TikTok, and then I'm all down that rabbit hole. And
you can learn a lot of stuff on TikTok too. I've learned a ton of stuff on TikTok.
I've started following a lot of stylists on TikTok, and it's so interesting how they're sharing their client experiences. It's so cool to do that. So let's look a little bit and see. Oh, Anna, she's making her New Year's resolution to make time for herself. Good for you, because it's the best care is self-care. Debbie, Shampoo Boy says hi. So awesome. He's watching me right now. Hi, Shampoo Boy. We love you. Caroline, yeah, it's, you know, it's a great thing to do. Listening to podcasts during daily walks is, anytime that you can add to it, right? Oh, the rabbit hole. Yes. Yeah. You know, we all do it. No one act like you don't. Oh, and Amber, you inspire her.
Oh, thanks, Caroline. That's gonna make me cry. My hormones are still, you know, baby, new mom, all that stuff. Thanks.
That might lead to our question.
Ooh, that could be.
We'll give you a little heads up, and we love feedback, because Amber and I have been talking about this, like 2 years or longer?
Yeah.
So we've had people ask us, but we are thinking about developing a podcast of her and I with some weekly guests. But we love, how many of you guys would listen to it or watch it or whatever? But yeah, we haven't jumped and pulled the trigger on it yet, because we're like, what if no one watches?
Yeah.
What if no one listens? So yeah, we've had a lot of people reach out and wanted to. Oh, yeah.
I think it's been more than a 2-year dream. I think 2 years ago, it definitely got pushed in that direction, but we've been talking about this, for a while.
Okay. Well, we got 3 yeses so far.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. All right, Amanda, another one. All right, we'll think about it, and we'll let you guys know. We just got to figure out how to do it. We're not quite sure yet how to execute it.
Yeah. Right? That's when you just watch YouTube videos, which is also a great resource for learning. Whenever in doubt, that's the first place I go. If I don't know how to fix something in my house, YouTube it first, and then call my dad second, usually.
Yeah, I would have to say YouTube is my to-go-to instantly, because you can access it anywhere.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You're in a hotel room, they now have a YouTube button
I
on
think
the
that's
remote.
awesome.
Click and,
Yes.
and go to it, find anything. I think George Kuhn told me his oldest son learned how to, and he's probably going to tell me I was wrong, change brakes or something on a car. I think I'm right, but
I think you're right. I think something happened while they were like out, not camping or something, but something happened.
yeah, yeah. All right, so we'll think about the podcast. Maybe
There's
it's
a lot
something
of yeses over there.
I don't know. We'll launch maybe. I wonder if we can make it happen in December. I don't know. Give us topics too that you'd want to see
Yes.
on the podcast. What do you guys want to hear us talk about? Because Amber and I, we could talk about anything all day long. So, so thanks for that. So let's talk a little bit about new products because we've got a lot of cool things happening that are in the mix right now. We've had some that's happened in the last few months or the last couple quarters that I don't know that we've had the opportunity to share information or ask people if they had questions. So you want to talk about one of our latest products that's come out?
Yeah. This one's the closest, so we'll go with this first. Salt mousse. You guys see that? Yes. So salt mousse is one of the newest members to Style. So if you're not familiar with it or didn't even know that it existed in this range yet, here is your sign to get it and try it. It's amazing. Just like all of their other Style products, it has your hold factor and shine factor. My ring light's all, there we go. At the bottom, so hold factor of 7, shine factor of 1. So you're going to get definitely, that's on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 being the lowest, 10 being the most hold. So with it being a 7, you're going to get a good grip to it. So it's great for blowouts, especially if you're using a round brush for volume and texture. Great for that. You can use it on scrunched hair and let it air dry. You can use it with a diffuser. Amazing for curly hair, but also amazing for straight hair or that really skinny hair that doesn't want to hold on to a round brush. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you put the round brush into the hair and the hair just like falls off of it. This almost gives it like a Velcro grip to that round brush. So the salt mousse is great for that. It has a shine factor of 1. So on the very low end of the shine. So you're definitely going to get more of that matte finish to it. So if you're looking for more shine, you can always add a shine product to it while it's wet or add a shine product on after it's dry. But salt mousse is, and it's, I'm going to use it. I'll find a towel later. We'll worry about that later. But I feel like it's much frothier, I think is maybe the right word I want to use, than our other mousses. So I feel like the other mousses are a little bit more like airy, where this has like a little bit more
density
to it. Say it. What was the word you used, Jess?
It's a little more dense.
Dense. Yeah, that's a good word. I would think of like coffee. I'm like, oh yeah, kind of frothy. Like
you need a refill on your latte.
Yes. So you can almost feel like how it's going to be applied to the hair because it is. It's a little bit denser than our other mousses. So when you're using that, like keep that in mind and definitely show your clients how to apply it. So I like to tell them to use it in sections as they go up the hair so that it makes sure it gets the whole way into that nape area or in at the root area. But yeah, salt mousse has been one of my new favorites. So
and if I can add, don't mistake density for weight, you guys,
right.
because we think dense, we think a lot. It's just firmer in its feel.
Yes.
Versus the other one. So you were like airy versus dense. So
just in the feel of the foam, not on the actual hair because it's very airy.
So Alan had a question. He says, I assume blend is being absorbed into Style.
Jess?
That answer would be yes. The top products that were big movers for blend will move into Style, but keep in mind we still have some Style product or blend products. I'm sorry, out in the market, so they're still great. But we want to make sure that you guys do not miss a beat when it comes to when a product goes into a transition. So
Do you want to share the next new product that we have or existing product?
I can. So one of the questions you guys are going to or may have already, or one of the things you're going to start to see in certain markets in the States is that we will be getting a new Tinta developer look. So this is the 20 volume. This is the first one that you're going to see. I don't know if we have the time for me to go, what do you see that's different? So it's just moving to a classic universal packaging. So you'll notice that it does now say Tentacolor and So Pure Color. You will see that on 10, 20, and 30 volume. On 40 volume, you will only see Tentacolor. As you all know, we don't use 40 volume with So Pure Color. What I want to say is this is the same great formula as always. It's just getting a new look, a more transitional, clean, kind of look. If you still have packaging, the older packaging or existing packaging, no worries at all. You can still use it. Like I said, same formula. You're just going to have a new look to the package. And the bonus will be you'll be able to use it with So Pure 10, 20, and 30 volume. Anything you want to add to that, Amber?
No, I think you hit it all.
Cool. So yeah, isn't it pretty? Give us some hearts, you guys. I think it's so pretty.
It is pretty.
It's nice.
And I love it because I know Kuhn has always been very aware of the environment and how much plastic and stuff we use. So this is a great way for us to streamline how much is being put out, packaging or plastic wise. So by having a universal developer, we're really just consolidating all the stuff that we have and minimizing like our footprint. So I think it's really cool that we're looking at streamlining things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Me too. What's next, Miss Amber?
Oh, let's go. Ultimate Blonde After Blonde Treatment. If you do any kind of blonding service in your salon, definitely get this and carry it on the back bar. So this is just for in salon only and back bar only. So what our Ultimate Blonde After Blonde Treatment is just that. It's for after blonding services. So whether you're using one of our high lift categories or say the Tinted 2000 or one of our powder lighteners, this is going to replace your after color balsam in your after lightening process. So wherever you would have used after color balsam before, you can now use the after blonding treatment. Great news is it's still a pH of 4, just like our after color balsam. Still going to give condition to the hair, but this is designed specifically for those blonde hair guests where they just need a little bit of extra conditioning. So what you'll find is this little icon on the side, and it's going to represent our bond fuser technology, which is a new technology that we have. So whether you've heard of it before, and some of the other countries, like Jess said, that might have already launched it, you might have heard of it, and it's in a few of our other products that we'll talk about. But what bond fuser technology is a technology that's designed to help protect disulfide bonds, rebuild disulfide bonds, and keep the hair in the best integrity possible. The two main ingredients in it, and it is a plant-based complex, is you're going to find L-arginine, which is an amino acid, which is naturally found in the body. And you'll also find glucose, which is a type of sugar. So those two main ingredients are going to help, again, protect disulfide bonds and rebuild them. And it really is beneficial to our blonde hair guests because even with the most conditioning lightening, you're still lightening the hair. So when we remove good stuff, we've got to put good stuff back into it. So wherever you see that new little icon on a package, you know that that's going to have our bond fuser technology in it. So after blonde treatment, you're still going to leave it. I don't know if I mentioned the processing time for that 1 to 3 minutes, just like after color balsam. So same steps, just reaching for a different package now. Anything you want to add to that, Jess? Did I hit everything on it?
It smells like amazing.
It smells amazing. It smells so good. So your guests are probably going to want to take this home too, but you got to tell them, no, it's just for in salon.
Well, I think too, though, you guys, that we have to remember that even if it's not people who've been exposed to lightening of some sort, like I'm a brunette, but I've had pre-lightened ends and then, then a gloss or a glaze or whatever, you can still use this product. I think it's important, but I think my question to you, Amber, would be, what is the difference between bond fuser technology and bond fusion?
Ooh, that is a great question. So for you, those of you that have used bond fusion, you know that it comes in a separate packaging. It has a phase 1, 2, and 3, and you can add it to our color, our perms, our powder lighteners, except Power Blonde. You can use it in almost everything. So what's the biggest difference between Bond Fusion and Bond Fuser? Biggest difference is how it affects the hair. So when we think about damage, we know that it can occur on different levels of the hair. So you can have that visual damage of the cuticle, but we all know that it can travel more internally than that. So with your Bond Fuser technology, which you'll find built into products, this is going to affect 100% of the internal structure of the hair. So think about it. When you're lightening, that's what it's really affecting, is that internal structure. So that's where you're going to find, and can I mention that you're going to find it in these two lighteners soon too? Okay, cool. I was like, I thought so, but you'll also find that we're going to build it into our cream blonde and power blonde. So whenever
some may have it already. Some may have it already.
Right. Okay, cool. So I was like, I don't know what's going to be everywhere, but so those products will also have that little icon, that symbol on it. So even when using those products during that lightening process, the Bond Fuser technology is going to protect 100% of the internal structure of the hair, where Bond Fusion affects both. You're going to get 30% of the internal structure and then 70% of the external structure of the hair. So you're treating different levels by using different products. I think the number one question that we then get off after that is, can I use them both together? And you definitely could. Again, depending on what your guest needs, you could, but you don't have to. So it's a really good time to examine the hair, look at what the hair needs are, and then pick your product based on that. So because you're not going to find Bond Fuser technology in everything. So there's going to be times where you're still going to want to use Bond Fusion and be able to give the client that extra added care within their hair also.
So let's talk a little about that. What are some of the products that they can find the new Bond Fuser technology in?
Great question. So new Bond Fuser technology will be found in your After Blonde treatment. You'll also find it in Cream Blonde and Power Blonde. Now, these are existing packages. On the new packages, and you'll know when you get them in, because they'll have that same little Bond Fuser icon on the side of the container. So everything will look the same, except for it'll have that added little icon on it. So they'll also be found in that. And one of my favorites, the Silver Xavier foam treatment. You'll notice that it is listed on there as well as having Bond Fuser. So those are the products that it's found in right now, and then soon to be in the Silver Xavier shampoo and conditioner
And mask.
And what else?
Oh,
what did you say?
Never mind.
I don't know. Moving right along.
Oh, leave it to me.
Moving right along. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Do you want me to talk about this since this is going to have it in as well? Okay. So Silver Xavier foam treatment. It has the word treatment in it, but know that it can be used in the salon, at home. So this is definitely a client take-home product. I like to think of it as the reason it has treatment associated with it is because it is going to repair the hair and nourish the hair. But this is going to be a leave-in treatment. So what your guest would do is after they get out of the shower, so if they already use Silver Xavier shampoo and conditioner in the shower, great. If not, and they use something else, that's fine too. But when they get out and go to style their hair, if they are using other prep products like Too Faced or protein spray, they can apply that first, comb through, and then use the Silver Xavier. It has a violet tone to it. So this is going to help neutralize your blonde haired guests. So whether they're just trying to find more of like a natural look or a cool look, you could use this to help neutralize warmth. I find that you can use this after every time you shampoo. So I have not seen, unless you have really, really porous hair, this to be over depositing of that violet tone. So I would consider it safe almost after every wash. But again, evaluate the hair, have a conversation with your guest, and treat it situationally. But it has provitamin B5. It's also listed on the back with the violet pigments. That's going to help strengthen and nourish the hair. So again, that treatment to it it leaves the hair feeling so good, and it's so easy to comb through after applying it. Something that I think any blonde headed person could definitely use. So it's one of my favorites. You might have seen it before as the blonde enhancing treatment for those that have been around a while. It got some new added good stuff to it. It had a facelift, and it's back, and I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I know you were like, is it in yet? Is it in yet? Is it in yet?
Because blonde enhancing treatment, like I set a goal, I think it was like 3 years ago for the world to know about blonde enhancing treatment. And then like the world shut down and it went away. And I was like, when does it come back? Because I didn't want it to go away. So I wanted everyone to know about it. So it's back and better than ever.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
I think, is that all of our new products? No.
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 Save the best for last. You want to
Yes,
share a little
we
bit
did.
about that one, Jess?
We had no. You were on a roll.
Keep it on. Keep going.
But I'm going to tell you, it's one of my favorites, and you guys will actually see it in the States in January, and it's called Lumi Coat.
Luminous Shine Spray. It just has like an elegant ring to it. I love it. So, like Jess said, you'll be seeing this very soon. It is part of the care line. So with the care line, you're going to see those essential minerals that we have in all of our care products. So it's going to help nourish the hair and most importantly, the scalp. And you'll find what we call the fiber sealing technology in it. And what that is a group of smart silicones that go in and create basically like this water protective barrier around the hair while also nourishing the hair at the same time. So it's going to help basically like shield moisture. So I like to think of it like a duck. Okay, so ducks can still get wet, but yet the water beads off of them. If you've ever seen a duck get out of the water, you're like, man, it doesn't look wet anymore. And the water just beads off. Lumicoat Luminous Shine Spray is going to do the same thing to your hair. So think about the guests that don't like to shampoo their hair all the time. I've learned, think about the guests that are going through like hormonal changes that have hot flashes and their hair like then wrinkles back up again. That's been my number one with this is like waking up and not having like my hair being all like frizzed out because of like all the hormones and hot flashes. So, but not only does it protect it against heat, its main, or not heat, but against moisture, its main thing is to add shine. So you're going to get a beautiful shiny end result. It's going to protect the hair from moisture, but it's locked in with heat. So when you apply this, you'll want to blow dry in afterwards, whether that's with a round brush, whether that's with the diffuser. It has to be heat activated onto the hair. So this is another product that I would recommend apply in sections. So as you dry, so I always start in the nape. So I spray in the nape, comb through, blow dry, and then continue to move up the hair and spray in as I go. That's just something that I found worked for me. But it lasts up to, are you the same way, Jess? You apply as you go? But it lasts up to 3 shampoos. So to a client, they hear that and they hear longevity out of a product. So it's an easy thing to promote and sell in your salon. So helps block moisture, add shine, it's heat activated, and it can last up to 3 shampoos. So I have completely fallen in love with it, and I feel like my hair has never felt better. So Jess, anything that I forgot or you like to share on it?
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, for me, I mean, my hair is like a, yeah, I don't even know. It's a wild mess. And it's never like, it's great for those people who don't have naturally shiny hair too. No matter, like, I'm sure you guys have those clients. You can do semi-gloss applications all day long, but they still, the shine just isn't there because the hair absorbs it. So that's one thing I love so much about this product is because for the first time, I can have smooth hair and as I'm drying it, and it plays well with my other products. So, you know, add Lumicoat Luminous Shine Spray first, then your other styling aids, and it's just a beautiful pairing. So we know that we're going to expand on this line a little more. That's all I can say, but more to come on that. But yeah, you guys will get your hands on it in January, and we can't wait to hear how you love it because it's a really nice product.
Clients are going to love it.
Yeah,
It
we've already
reminds me of like just getting like a top coat of like nail polish when you have good nails already, but like you're like, oh, I just want to be shiny and pretty. It's like putting like a clear gloss on your nails just for your hair.
you're right. And but what's great is that moisture or
Yes.
that shine comes from moisture delivery.
Mm-hmm.
The hair can't accept any more moisture, so you don't get frizzy hair.
Yes.
And, like for me, who has godly, naturally curly hair,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lifesaver when I like to wear it, smooth for a couple days. So,
Right.
yeah, it's super fun and exciting, and I can't wait for you guys all to try it.
Now I think we've covered all the new products.
So if you guys have any questions on new products, things like that, drop them in the comments. I can't believe it's 1:54 already.
I know. Yeah. So like just any comments or questions on new products or just questions in general on other products. We've got
Let
a
us
few
know.
minutes.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the feed
Mhm.
even after we jump off. So, let us know if you have questions, send us a DM, whatever that may be. We're
Ooh.
here for you.
Can we ask them thoughts on, well, now I kind of feel like we have to. This is where like our podcast is going to get weird because I'm like, can we ask them? And we're already on. So, so we've been doing Facebook Lives. For those of you that aren't on Facebook a lot, would you be interested in seeing us go live more on Instagram,
Mhm.
perhaps? So whether it's shorter segments or on different topics, we understand not everybody has access to Facebook or likes Facebook. So again, just trying to get feedback. Would you like to see more Instagram lives?
Debbie says our podcast has to be longer than an hour.
You have to understand our attention span too, Debbie. After an hour, who knows what's going to come out of my mouth. So
Well, what's a good amount of time for that, Debbie? We'll take that into
yeah.
consideration. Yeah, I mean, I think for sure. And if you guys aren't following us on Instagram on the education page, it is at Kuhn Education NA. And we'll probably start with that page first, as obviously we're talking education, and test it out and see how well we do. Maybe we'll do another straight talk on there, Amber. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. We could definitely do that. Move the party to that platform. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
So cute. Oh gosh. You just want us for entertainment purposes, Debbie. We
Mm-hmm.
understand. We get it. We get it. All right, we're gonna wrap this party up. Couple things though. Next week. Oh wait, no, let's talk education.
Yes, go for it.
So you know what, you guys, it's been a couple years since we've had an opportunity to expand our CUNY education team here in the U.S. And if anybody has an interest in sharing your knowledge with other people, want to be in an environment to join an amazing group of individuals, we will start recruiting sometime next year. So stay in contact with your distributors. We'll be keeping them and rolling it out distributor at a time next year. But start thinking about it. If education is something that moves you, you could be a perfect match for someone to deliver it to someone else. So keep queuing in your sites if you look to join a team. Oh my gosh, she's Facebook. Okay. One last thing before we sign off. We are looking to, those of us who've been with us for 18 months or so. Last year in December, we did a best of 2020 and has been asked or mentioned us doing one best of 2021. Obviously, we'll give it a better name or an enhanced name. But what I would like to know is who you've seen this year from us in 2021. Who would you like to see come back in a show environment and bring a nice kickoff to the 2022 year. There's a lot of 20s, I'm saying.
A lot of 20s.
2022, 2022 season. But with that said, any final words, Amber?
As always, thanks for joining us. Hour flies by as usual. Thanks for being a part of our education journey. whether it's before the 18-month or you found us during our lockdown, thanks for still being here. Like Jess said, find us on CUNY Education on Instagram. Don't forget, we have a YouTube page, CUNY North America. You can find me on Instagram at, which side is it on, this side? At Amber Skripek. I try and post new videos and content and stuff like that to help keep you guys inspired and informed. And like Jess said, if you've been thinking about education, if you've been thinking about bettering yourself and your career and behind the chair, please think about joining our team. As someone that did not think that they wanted to get into education, and I had a wonderful person in my life, her name is Nikki, pushed me into it. She is still a part of my life. It has been the biggest blessing. It has done wonders for my career behind the chair, for my personal life, and just for bettering me as a stylist. So if you've never done it before, I was a whopping, I think, 22 years old and barely knew hair, let alone teaching other people. We give you all the tools and resources to make you and CUNY successful. So just keep that in mind. What have you got, Jess? What would you like to close out today with?
I would like to close out with, first of all, thank you, Amber, for joining. It's always so much fun
you, Jess.
to co-host with you. It's a blast. And, again, we proved to be Laverne and Shirley as always. So it's great. It's great fun, great information. Thank you for taking time to do this with me. And I will just encourage you all to join us next week. We will have, I think next week is November 8th.
Yes.
Join us 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, as always, with Cheetah Basso. She will be talking dreaming and color, and there may or may not be a, contest.
A what?
A contest.
A contest. Ooh.
Maybe. Could be. Don't know. But we'll find out.
Yay!
As always, thank you guys so much for joining us for the last hour, for letting Amber and I entertain you and ourselves.
Right.
And we wish you all a blessed day. Stay safe and healthy out there, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.